Hi folks, it's Suzanne Hardy. Hello, how are you doing? I am a makeup artist with Blanche McDonald Center. I'm an instructor there, and I teach fundamentals all the way up to a lot of the upper level courses as well. Okay, you can see me in my work at teachandlearnmakeup.com. That's my webpage. I also do lots of videos for my students on YouTube. You can look me up there as well. This is my PIDP Module 4, 3351, fourth assignment, my last assignment. And it's the reflection presentation that I want to do, reflecting on what I've learned and how I'm going to incorporate what I've learned into my teaching. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that I will talk about is what I have learned personally, and that it's a big deal to me. I come from a very strict background, very rigid, legalistic background, where you're either smart or not smart. Everything is either black or white, cold or hot, and not a lot of in between. And either you work hard and get good grades, or you just don't, and there's something wrong with you. So I've always been very perfectionistic and wanted to really accomplish learning quickly, easily, but I've always struggled with learning, and I think it doesn't help that I'm ADHD and all of that too, and I have some learning disorders as well. So I definitely really struggled with the fixed mindset, and I have learned over the past many years to focus more on the process of learning and to have structure and break down the steps of learning and all of that, the psychology of learning, and that's really helped me. But I think to having the growth mindset where you're not just looking at the end result but looking at the process is a really big part of being successful with learning. And it's interesting, I actually have had a student recently have a meltdown in class about not understanding color theory, and I was able to calm her down and get her thinking about the process of learning and how to structure and to really scaffold and go from one thing into another, and then slowly we're making progress. So it's given me a great quite a bit of empathy towards other students, towards students in general, my students, and I think best equip them from what I've accomplished. And it's a constant thing. I don't think I'll ever be completely learned of a growth mindset. There's always going to be some areas that I'll struggle with, but certainly it's given me a lot to think about, and I think that I've gotten a lot more focused on the process, and that's really important for me. Okay, so how am I going to implement ScreenPal and everything I've learned, the learning concepts? ScreenPal is a great tool. I'm actually really enjoying it, and I think I'm going to use it for any sort of email, any sort of assignments that get sent to me, or anything I can take a picture of or video of. And instead of me having to use my hands to do writing out work, it'll be, I think, easier for me to talk through assignments with my students. And I think things like for practical exams, I can actually take videos and then go through opportunities, what worked, what didn't work, what needs to be looked at closer. And I think that will really be helpful with students. For the learning of, for an AS, the curriculum is my learning of. My learning for the concept quizzes, I think, are really working quite nicely. I review the concept quizzes first thing to review the last day's learning, and I think I'm going to incorporate that into my other modules as well. So not just fundamentals, but my other courses. And because it definitely it's definitely working for sure. I've photocopied my tips and tricks page in my time limit page and given that to students, and students can actually keep track of their time and look and see how long things should take. And then some of the learning tips I think are very useful for students, and so definitely going to do that in other courses as well. Okay, so conclusion, definitely doing ScreenPal, having these little assessment of and as definitely are helping students. I'm quite pleased with the results. For me, with my tendinitis, I can't do as much writing and typing as I'd like to, so more talking, more videos, showing problems. You know, most of my students are very visual learners, and I think it really helps them to see than trying to actually interpret my emails, you know, with my vague descriptions of what I think is happening and what to fix or what to change. It's much easier for me to show them with my videos. So I'm going to endeavor to do that, and hopefully they're going to find that more useful. I think they will in the end. All right, thank you so much.